Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us at EmoNews. I'm Rick Francis, and this is a news package for the 18th of August, 2025. In tonight's headlines, Josephine Gabriel and Company Limited has issued a strong response to remarks made in Parliament about its flagship brand, Twapito Water. Dominica girls under 14 triumph in CFU Challenge. Young Dominicans are being equipped with the tools to thrive in a digital future. Signal Band celebrates 15th anniversary. St. Kitts and Nevis students head to Taiwan on education scholarships. And a tragic motor vehicle accident claimed the lives of 2 individuals.
For over 47 years, the National Bank of Dominica Limited has been a cornerstone of our nation's development, standing by our customers at every step. Together, we are shaping a brighter future. We recognize that every journey is different, and we are dedicated to nurturing meaningful relationships. We are here to understand your needs and support your goals. Our personalized services are designed to provide the peace of mind you deserve wherever life takes you. Trust us to be there when it counts, offering solutions that evolve with you. More than just a bank, we're a true partner in your success. From expert financial advice to dedicated customer support, we're always ready to assist, ensuring you have what you need at every turn. Let's build a future that is brighter, stronger, and full of opportunity. With NBD, you have a partner invested in your success today, tomorrow, and always.
Once again, good evening, everyone. Up first in local news, Josephine Gabriel and Company Limited has issued a strong response to remarks made in Parliament about its flagship brand, Twapito Water. During the 2025-2026 budget debate, Minister for Trade, Honorable Vince Henderson, called on the Dominica Bureau of Standards to investigate the safety of bottle caps used on Twapito water, suggesting they may be unsafe. In a statement, Josephine Gabriel and Company described the minister's comments as unfounded and lacking evidence, warning that such claims could create unnecessary public alarm. The company said it would have welcomed constructive dialogue to address any concerns while stressing that Twapito water is subjected to rigorous testing and strict quality control. The company reaffirmed its commitment to transparency, integrity, and the trust of its customers, insisting that its products consistently meet and often exceed all regulatory standards. Furthermore, the Dominica Association of Industry and Commerce is weighing in on the recent public remarks about one of its long-standing members, Josephine Gabriel and Company Limited. The DAIC says it has taken note of statements made in Parliament by Minister for Trade, Honorable Vince Henderson, who called on the Dominica Bureau of Standards to investigate bottle caps used on Twapito water. In a statement, the DAIC said its role is not to regulate or adjudicate, but to promote due process, constructive dialogue, and public confidence. The chamber stressed that concerns about products should be addressed through proper channels, including direct communication, technical assessment, and regulatory testing, as this ensures clarity and fair outcomes. The association reminded the public that Josephine Gabriel and Co. Limited has been a long-standing contributor to Dominica's private sector and national development. It further cautioned that premature or unverified claims can cause unnecessary and unfair reputational harm. President of the DAIC, Brenton Hillier, underscored the need for established procedures to be followed before issues are amplified in the public domain.
We support the government's commitment to public health and standards, and we equally support our private sector's right to fair, evidence-based review. When concerns are raised, such as the recent concern about bottle caps, there are clear protocols for testing and resolution. I believe that we should use those channels first to protect confidence in our market and avoid unnecessary reputational damage while the competent authorities do their work.
Dominica has expanded its air connections with the region as Caribbean Airlines launched a brand new route from San Juan, Puerto Rico on Saturday, August 16. The inaugural flight was greeted at the Douglas Charles Airport with the traditional water cannon salute. The new service is expected to bring greater convenience to travelers, particularly those from the United States, offering seamless connections through San Juan every Saturday, Monday, and Wednesday. Acting Minister of Tourism Honorable Shakira Lokat Hippolyte highlighted the significance of this new service for Dominica's connectivity and tourism growth.
Today, we proudly welcome Caribbean Airlines' inaugural flight from San Juan, Puerto Rico to Dominica. This new service brings incredible convenience, especially for travelers from the US. We can now connect through San Juan on Saturdays, Mondays, and Wednesdays without the hassle of clearing immigration and customs twice. With less congestion than major hubs like Miami or New York, connecting travelers reach Dominica quicker and with less stress. The schedule is also more passenger friendly with a 10 a.m. departure flight from Dominica and a later 4:15 p.m. return flight, allowing for easier connections and more reasonable travel times. Caribbean Airlines increased service from Trinidad further strengthens our regional links, giving travelers more seamless options for Port of Spain. This new route is a major step forward in improving access to Dominica, and we thank Caribbean Airlines for their partnership as we continue to make it easier for the world to visit our beautiful island.
Young Dominicans are being equipped with the tools to thrive in a digital future, thanks to the Caribbean Digital Transformation Project. The Ministry of Public Works, Public Utilities, and the Digital Economy recently hosted the Cyber Creators Summer Tech Bootcamp under the Caribbean Digital Transformation Project. The hands-on program, held from July 21st, brought together more than 120 participants ages 4 to 17 from schools across the island. The goal? To build the 21st century skills in areas like coding, app development, computer program, and game design. The initiative is part of our broader World Bank-funded project aimed at building stronger, tech-driven economies across the Caribbean. Minister of Public Works and the Digital Economy, Honorable Fidel Grant, praised the bootcamp, saying it is not only preparing young people for the job of the future, but empowering them to create those jobs. According to the minister, I quote, "Our young people are the future of Dominica's digital economy. Through programs like Cyber Creators, we are not only preparing them for jobs of the future, we are empowering them to create those jobs. This is a major step forward in our national digital transformation agenda." End of quote. Let's hear from Mr. Robert Tong.
The initiative aimed to foster digital innovation and creativity while equipping Dominica's youth with critical 21st century skills in coding, computer training programming, building apps, computer concepts, and lots more. This transformative initiative is part of the broader Caribbean Digital Transformation Project, a multi-island world bank-funded effort aimed at building resilient, inclusive, and tech-driven economies across the region.
Officials say the Cyber Creators Bootcamp reflects the mission of the Caribbean Digital Transformation Project, bridging the digital divide while nurturing a new generation of Caribbean tech leaders.
The Caribbean Digital Transformation Project is a regional initiative funded by the World Bank and implemented by several Caribbean governments to support the development of digital infrastructure, skills, and services. In Dominica, the project is spearheaded by the Ministry of Public Works, Public Utilities, and the Digital Economy, with a focus on enabling inclusive, secure, and sustainable digital growth.
The Central Cooperative Credit Union continues to make strides in Dominica's financial sector. On Tuesday, July 29, the institution hosted its 17th annual general meeting under the theme Together We Win, Building Our Future as One. At the AGM, members heard of the credit union's remarkable achievements for the year 2024, which included an increase in accumulated surplus, growth in share capital, an overall rise in total assets, a higher net surplus, and steady growth in the loan portfolio. One of the key highlights was a unanimous decision by members to approve a 5% dividend on permanent shares. At its first meeting last week, the executive of the board of directors were elected. They are President, Ms. Irene Nesty, Vice President, Mr. Micah Walter, Treasurer, Mr. Lyle Bruni, Secretary, Ms. Pelissa Morgan. In a statement, the Board of Directors, management, and staff expressed gratitude to members for the continued trust, making Central Cooperative Credit Union the financial institution of choice. The credit union says it remains committed to building a stronger financial future for all its members. The Feast of the Assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary was celebrated on Sunday, August 17, at the Our Lady of Fair Heaven Cathedral. The day observance began with a procession from the stadium to the cathedral, where the congregation prayed the Holy Rosary, accompanied by music from the Chupul Band. In his homily, Most Revered Kendrick Forbes, Bishop of Roseau, reflected on the significance of the Assumption, noting that at the end of her earthly journey, Mary was taken into heaven, body and soul. He reminded the faithful that one solemnity is a source of hope, revealing that humanity itself is destined for eternal life with Christ. As part of the celebration, 3 parishioners were recognized for their outstanding contributions to the church. Miss Catherine Trotter, honored for more than 20 years of service, she has played a vital role in fundraising activities such as International Food Fair, Christmas dinners, parish fairs, and Friday Lenten lunches. She is especially remembered for her dedication as a ticket seller at church events. Mistress Joan Dorival Shillingford, recognized for over 40 years of commitment, her floral arrangements have brought beauty and reverence to the cathedral, while her fundraising efforts, including organizing shows like musical Melee, have supported numerous parish projects. Her life stands as an exemplary testament to faith, family, and service. Mistress June Letang, whose involvement in the church spans decades, alongside her husband. She has been active in the marriage encounter movement since 1988. She has served in church decoration and floral arrangements for more than 40 years. And her skills as a seamstress have been dedicated to sewing vestments for priests, deacons, and altar servers. She is also a devoted communion minister. The Feast of the Assumption remains a central celebration for the Catholic community in Dominica, honoring the Blessed Virgin Mary while recognizing those who continue to serve the Church with faith and devotion. Signal Band celebrated their 15th anniversary in grand style with a special event dubbed 15 and Cruising. The celebration brought together fans and supporters for an unforgettable experience. No dress code, just unlimited food, unlimited drinks, unlimited vibes, and of course unlimited music from Shelly and Signal, joined by friends. Fans and followers packed the cruise, enjoying every moment as the band marked this milestone with energy, fun, and pure entertainment. Heavy swells from Hurricane Erin have washed large amounts of seaweed on Perpetrator Beach and parts of Dominica's coastline. Earlier on Sunday, heavy equipment was brought in to help clear the beach. Let's take a look. And now, in a tragic turn of events, a devastating accident at Gourmet, which is between the communities of Vekas and Thibault, resulted in the death of 2 young individuals, namely Nadia Paul and Davis Masley, also known as DJ Blazer. Both occupants were from the village of Penville. Reports indicate that the vehicle plunged down a precipice in a horrific scene. Another occupant, Don Greenaway, is currently nursing injuries at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital. EmoNews extends our deepest condolences to the family and friends of the deceased.
You mean to tell me a man come out so clocking to come all the way there? My dog hits right there on the stone and end up all the way right down there. Rasul.
The Ministry of Health in Trinidad and Tobago, in partnership with PAO or WHO, hosted the region of the Americas' first tailoring antimicrobial resistance program (TAP) workshop in Port Spain. Antimicrobial resistance occurs when bacteria and other microorganisms no longer respond to medicines, making common infections harder to treat. The TAP workshop introduced a people-focused approach that uses behavioral science to encourage smarter antibiotic use among doctors, pharmacists, and the public. PAO officials praised Trinidad and Tobago's leadership, noting its selection as the first country in the Americas to pioneer this initiative. Stakeholders from the health authorities, academia, and civil society participated, working together on strategies to safeguard the effectiveness of life-saving medicines. This milestone marks a significant step in the Caribbean's fight against antimicrobial resistance, with Trinidad and Tobago leading the way. A record 28 students from St. Kitts and Nevis have been awarded scholarships to pursue tertiary studies in Taiwan. The presentation ceremony took place at Palms Court Gardens on Friday, August 15, in the presence of government officials, teachers, and proud families. Of the recipients, 25 students received awards through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs Scholarship Program, while these students were awarded under the ICDF Scholarship Program. Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew, Deputy Prime Minister Dr. Jeffrey Hanley, and Taiwan's new resident ambassador Edward Tao all attended the handover, which highlighted the deepening partnership between St. Kitts and Nevis and Taiwan. Officials say the record number of scholarships reflects a shared commitment to empowering the nation's youth through education. General Employees Cooperative Credit Union Limited, GECCU, hosted its 23rd annual scholarships and bursary ceremony at the Methodist Church Hall in Kingston. This year, 14 full scholarships and 175 bursaries were awarded to students who excelled in the 2025 CPEA exams, showcasing GECCU's strong commitment to empowering the nation's youth. Motivational speaker and former GECCU scholar Shane Cadogan shared his GHARD principles with the recipients: gratitude, humility, ambition, respect, and discipline. Guidelines he described as key to future success. The ceremony, held under the theme "The Courage to Dream, Soar and Thrive," ended with warm congratulations to all this year's awardees. GECCU is the largest credit union in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, operating since 1964, member-owned with 6 branches. Nearly 155,000 utility customers are without power in Puerto Rico as Category 3 Hurricane Erin batters the Caribbean, bringing heavy rainfall and gusty winds to Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. Here's a clip of a store flooded in Tortola. And now moving on to international news. At least 46 people have died and more than 200 remain missing after sudden heavy rainfalls triggered flash floods in the Kishtwar district of Indian Kashmir, officials said Thursday. The disaster struck Chasoti town, a key stop on the pilgrimage route to the Makal Mata temple, washing away a community kitchen and a security post. This is the second major Himalayan tragedy in just over a week, following a deadly flood and mudslide in the Uttarakhand that buried an entire village. Rescue operations are ongoing. Pakistan's monsoon season poses a deadly challenge for the country. Sudden, intense downpours can send torrents rushing down mountains, turn rivers into violent floods, and quickly submerge homes ill-equipped to withstand storms intensified by the climate crisis. Since late June, floods have claimed at least 500 lives, nearly half of them children. Survivors now face the added risk of dangerous waterborne diseases. Despite contributing just 0.5% of global carbon emissions, Pakistan is among the world's most climate-vulnerable nations. This year, it has endured the double threat of relentless heatwaves and heavy monsoon rains. Ukraine and European leaders are concerned after President Donald Trump appeared to shift towards Russia's position following a summit with Vladimir Putin. President Trump hinted at supporting a peace deal that could involve Ukraine giving up on the Donbas region. In response, top European leaders will join President Zelensky in Washington to push back and seek security guarantees from Ukraine. While a ceasefire is still possible, NATO membership is not on the table, though US-led security assurances are being discussed. The shift has caused unease in Kyiv amid ongoing Russian attacks. Air Canada has cancelled about 240 flights on Sunday after the union representing its flight attendants, CUPE, announced workers would continue striking despite a federal back-to-work order. The airline called the strike illegal and warned of further disruptions. CUPE defended its actions, saying the legislation undermines workers' rights and fails to address key issues like wages and safety. Major airports across Canada have been affected, leaving thousands of passengers stranded. The federal government is urging both sides to return to negotiations. In one of the largest coordinated protests since the outbreak of the Gaza conflict, demonstrators blocked major roads, shuttered private businesses, and held rallies in cities across Israel. The nationwide grassroots strike and widespread demonstrations intensified on Sunday, with protesters calling on the government to secure the release of 50 hostages still held in Gaza. And that's all for international news this evening. Stay tuned for the sports segment after this short message.
Let Instacash help you get the kids ready for school with the DNL Back to School Instacash promotion. For every Instacash ticket purchased, your ticket could say you've won cash,
Oh, really?
you've won groceries, or you've won school supplies instantly. One lucky customer will win $5,000.
I need
Promotion
that.
runs from August 8th to the 11th of September 2025. Instacash tickets are available from all lottery agents island-wide. It's fast, it's easy, and you win instantly.
Instacash, let me play.
Welcome to the sports segment. Vincentian Vedant Shetty recently secured third place at the 35th Pan American Youth Chess Rapid Championship held in Peru from July 27th to August 3rd. 9-year-old Vedant represented St. Vincent and the Grenadines and delivering an outstanding performance in the Rapid Absolute Under 10 category. Winning 7 out of 9 games, his display of skill, focus, and determination on the international stage was truly commendable. What makes this achievement even more significant is that Vedant was the only player from the entire Caribbean region to earn a trophy at this prestigious tournament, which featured top young talent from across approximately 25 countries in the American continent. And training continues as Dominica's senior men's national team prepares for the Eastern Caribbean Volleyball Association Men's Final Four tournament set to take place in Antigua from September 19th to 21st. Our national team is ready to showcase their skills, determination, and team spirit against the top squad from St. Lucia, Grenada, and host Antigua and Barbuda. They have been training at the Massac Indoor facility. We wish them all the best. Keishan Thompson winning the men's 100-meter. Yes, Olympic silver medalist Keishan Thompson produced a stunning performance at the Wonder Diamond League meeting in Celsia, Poland, winning the men's 100-meter in a meet record 9.87 seconds. Thompson held off Olympic champion Noah Lyles, who clocked a season's best 9.90 seconds in their first clash since the Paris Olympics. U.S. national champion Kenny Benderick finished third with 9.96 seconds, while Jamaica's Akeem Blake placed 8th in 10.11. And now in CPL news, Ben McDermott's explosive 75 of 39 balls powered the Guyana Amazon Warriors to a commanding 5-wicket victory over the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots, giving them a winning start to the CPL 2025 campaign. Chasing 154 at Warner Park, the Warriors crossed the finish line with 16 balls to spare. Earlier, Andre Fletcher's 60 from 41 deliveries gave the Patriots early momentum after they were asked to bat. But with little support from the rest of the top order, and Evan Lewis forced to retire hurt in the second over, the innings lost steam. Fletchers briefly went on the attack, smashing Romario Shepherd, Imran Tahir, and Moeen Ali for 4 sixes in 9 balls. However, a disciplined spell from Moti, Shepherd, and Tahir, including a wicket maiden, swung control back to the Warriors and set the stage for McDermott's match-winning knock. In a thrilling encounter at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium in North Song, Antigua and Barbuda, Falcons triumphed over Barbados Royals by 6 wickets in the third match of the CPL. The Falcons sealed the victory in front of the passionate home crowd, showcasing strong performances to secure the win. And now in football news, South City FC put on a spectacular performance on Thursday at the DFA Technical Center, securing an 8-3 victory over Police FC in a high-octane Division 1 clash. Leading the charge, Noah Joseph netted 4 goals with additional strikes from Sherwin Williams, Keon John Baptist, Hendrickson Teat, and an on goal to seal the win. Police FC fought back through Ojara Jervis and a brace from Darren Del Sol, but the South City attack proved too relentless. Also in football, Point Michel FC clinches 4-0 over Portsmouth Bombers FC in Boys Under 15 League. Elon Pascal, Shea Etienne, Kalik Privot, and Sherwin Dangler were all on the score sheet, showcasing a strong team performance. Player of the match, Kalik Privot. The match was sponsored by the Dominica Olympic Committee. And now moving on to girls football. What a battle and what a result. Dominica's girls under 14 national team edged past St. Lucia 4-3 in a thrilling encounter. Goals from Yashaya Eli, Kelsey Hussey, Brianna Briggs, and an on goal secured back-to-back victories in the CFU Under 14 Girls Challenge Series. 2 games, 2 wins. Our young stars keep shining. Now moving on to basketball. DABA Week 9 results. On Friday, the 15th of August at the Massac Indoor Facility. Game 1, Detroit Blazers put up 58 points, defeating West Coast Credit Union Real-Time Ballers, which scored 45 points. Game 2, Dr. Dario PSC Falcons put up 94 points, defeating Convenience Plus Maho Gators by 26 points. And on Saturday, the 16th of August, in Game 1, Happy 767 Dominators defeated the Hilltop Service Prowlers by 17 points. And in Game 2, the Detroit Blazers took on Paybush Eagles in a highly competitive match. Paybush Eagles rose to the occasion, scoring 74 points. However, Detroit Blazers secured the win by scoring 78 points. Top performers from Detroit were Sergi Joseph, 19 points, Kerbin Nantan, 14 points, Lester Langley, 14 points, Wakami Fabian, 10 points. Top performers from the Paybush Eagles were Kaylan Paul, 27 points, Lenin Paul, 16 points, Dave Alexis, 15 points, Siobhan Seaman, 12 points. Stay tuned for more updates. And that's all for the sports segment this evening. Stay tuned for the weather report from the Dominica Meteorological Service.
Welcome to the weather broadcast for today, Monday, the 18th of August, 2025. From our studios in Jamaica, I'm your presenter, Marshall Alexander. As I take a look at this survey shot analysis here, we have Erin as it continues to move away from the region, with Dominica here in the green circle of concern to us. These two tropical waves out in the Atlantic. This wave here located some 500 miles to the east of the region, expected to approach the area by late tonight into tomorrow. And the second wave here out in the far eastern Atlantic, expected to approach the area by late Thursday into Friday. Now the National Hurricane Center is issuing a statement on that system, and there is a 60% chance or a medium chance of that system developing within the next 7 days, and also there is a low chance of that system developing within the next 2 days. We have Dominica here in the green circle, and the system is expected to continue to move in a westerly to west-northwesterly track as it approaches the area of the northern Leeward Islands here. Dominica is within that cone again. We are advising residents in Dominica to continue to closely monitor the progress of that system, as it's expected to be near the region sometime by late Thursday into Friday. Now, taking a look at earlier satellite imagery, here we can see Erin as it continues to move away from the Lesser Antilles, with Dominica in the green circle here. Not much of convection associated with that tropical wave just to the east of the Lesser Antilles. However, here we can see that system, which has a 60% chance or a medium chance of development within the next 7 days as it continues to draw closer to the Lesser Antilles, expected to be near the region by Thursday into Friday. So again, taking a closer look here, Dominica in the green circle, we have Erin as it continues to move away from the region, and here we can see that area of convection associated with the leading edge of that tropical wave as it approaches the region. Some dry, a relatively dry atmosphere can be observed in the region of Dominica here. Now, taking a look at the moisture, here we can see the movement of moisture here. Dominica here in the green circle. We have an increasing moisture approaching due to the approach of that tropical wave here as it continues to move closer to the Lesser Antilles. Here is the area of moisture, intense moisture associated with Erin as it continues to move away from the region. And out here in the far eastern Atlantic, this area with a lot of moisture in purple associated with that area that is being monitored, and it has a medium chance or 60% chance of development within the next 7 days. Now, taking a look at the Saharan dust, here we can see some slight Saharan dust in the region of Dominica, and here we can see that is the region of that tropical wave. And behind here we have an increasing Saharan dust, which will be occurring sometime around Wednesday into Thursday, and by late Thursday into Friday, this area here shows that area that is being monitored, and we have some Saharan dust in the region of that system interacting with that system as well. Now, taking a look at earlier satellite imagery, that is visible satellite imagery. Again, a relatively dry atmosphere observed around Dominica, Erin out here, continuing to move away. Dry atmosphere, however, some convection moving in as a result of the approach of that tropical wave. And out in the far eastern Atlantic, this huge area of cloudiness approaching the region, moving westward and expected to move in a westward to west-northwesterly direction towards the region, and expected to approach the area sometime by late Thursday into Friday. So we should be monitoring this one as it approaches the region. Residents in Dominica, again, we're advising you to continue to monitor the progress of that system. Closer to home, Dominica did experience some cloudiness mainly across the southeastern section of Dominica, where mostly fair conditions were experienced across the island during today. Now, taking a look at the radar imagery and what it indicated, a relatively dry atmosphere observed around Dominica, with some showers observed only down to the southern section of the island during today. Now, tonight's weather is expected to be partly cloudy at first, becoming increasingly cloudy with some scattered showers and a slight chance of isolated thunderstorms. Temperatures expected to be up to 25 degrees or down to 25 degrees Celsius on the coast and 24 degrees Celsius in the interior. And tomorrow's weather expected to be mostly cloudy and slightly hazy, with a few scattered showers and a chance of isolated thunderstorms, with temperatures expected to be up to 32 degrees Celsius on the coast and 29 degrees Celsius in the interior. Tomorrow, we are advising people in areas prone to flooding, landslides, and falling rocks to be on alert and to exercise caution, as we will be on yellow vigilance tomorrow due to the approach of that tropical wave. Sea conditions, not much of concern for sea conditions, as seas are expected to be slightly moderate, with wave speaking up to 5 feet. High tide will be at 12:44 a.m. and 2:44 p.m. and low tide will be at 8:11 a.m. and 6:49 p.m. Again, for the next 3 days, tomorrow Tuesday, we have the yellow vigilance due to an increased chance for scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Again, people in areas prone to flooding, landslides, and falling rocks, be on alert and exercise caution. However, as we move into Wednesday, we expect to see a gradual drying out of the atmosphere as this tropical wave, or moisture associated with a tropical wave, continues to move away from the region. And on Thursday, we expect to see again a relatively dry atmosphere, with conditions being partly cloudy and hazy with a few scattered showers. Some high temperatures expected on Wednesday and Thursday as well, so we are advised to stay cool and hydrated during the next few days. Sea conditions expected to be up to 5 feet, so not much of concern for sea conditions during the coming days as well. Sunrise tomorrow will be at 5:51 a.m. and sunset will be at 6:26 p.m. Again, stay informed, stay safe as we continue to monitor. Scan our QR code here to join us or follow us on our WhatsApp channel. Also, search Dominica Met to follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and also visit our website at weather.gov.dm for up-to-date weather information. Thank you for joining me. See you next time. Continue to monitor. Stay safe.
And we've reached the end of tonight's news segment. Thank you for viewing EmoNews every moment online. I'm Rick Francis. Have a good evening.